State Department released a new batch of Hillary's emails past Friday. It seems Hillary was not pleased that her vacation in the Hamptons was interrupted by a Libya meeting. Ashley?
Yes, the Clintons back in 2011 were going to have a nice week out in the Hamptons at the 12,000 square foot East Hampton mansion of New York real estate developer Ellie Hirschfield. She gets an email saying, Hillary, you're going to have to go to Paris to talk about the transitional government of Libya. And she writes in her email, oh, whoa, I guess if I have to, I'll fly at night, go to the meeting, fly right back, to and from Long Island. By the way, can we land a plane and take off from West Hampton? Ooh. In other words, don't you hate it when business gets in the way of a good vacation?
Let's bring in Judge Andrew Napolitano on this one. It doesn't seem to me that there's any secrecy in these emails. It's more a question of the attitude towards the job.
Actually, there is secrecy in these emails because the schedule of the Secretary of State is a classified document. It shows you how cavalier she became at this point. In 2011, this is the summer of 2011, she's been Secretary of State for 2.5 years. She was so utterly cavalier about emails, she forgot that her own schedule is considered confidential, which is the lowest level of classification. Because it's so easy to hack in there that someone would have known, someone who wished her and the United States ill would have known she was about to fly from West Hampton, New York to Paris.
It's so easy to hack if the server is in your backyard in Chapel, New York.
Precisely. It also shows a political issue, and that is her unwillingness to do her job to attempt to resolve a crisis of her own making, because she was the impetus behind the destruction of the Gaddafi government, which resulted in the militias taking over, some of which are Al-Qaeda and some of which are ISIS.
Will you look at the headline, left-hand side of the page, New York Times today, U.S. scrambles to beat back ISIS in Libya.
Didn't exist there when Gaddafi, whom Tony Blair and George W. Bush referred to publicly as a great ally in the war on terror. He may have been a monster, but he certainly kept worse monsters from taking over Libya. Now, look, Mrs. Clinton's doing.
It's Monday morning. I want to bring everybody up to date on the state of play of the email scandal, because the word indictment is absolutely not off the table, despite the fact that Hillary won in Nevada.
We are hearing some chatter that the FBI wants to wrap this up and plans to do so soon. I don't know what soon means, but I will remind you that the FBI Director, Jim Comey, back in October, said he expected it to be wrapped up by January 15. That's more than a month ago. Now, since then, they did get a lot of extra documents, not on the email scandal, but on whether or not she, as Secretary of State, did favors for foreign governments and entities that contributed to her husband's foundation. And they are examining that as well. But I think they know what they're going to do on the email investigation. I'm pretty confident it's going to be a recommendation for indictment. The question is, will the Justice Department accept it?
But will the recommendation, one way or the other, be made public?
That's a great question. The reason I'm smiling is it's not supposed to be made public.
But you think it will be?
Yes, particularly if it is not honored. I think I know the personality and mentality of these very, very serious, dedicated, non-political law enforcement people in this team of FBI agents that are investigating her. They cannot take it sitting down that they have amassed enough evidence to prove a felony beyond a reasonable doubt, and the politicians in the Justice Department are saying forget about it.
Got it. Judge, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you in the 11 o'clock hour.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.